Well, hello there. How are you? I hope uko salama. Welcome back again to another episode of Growth Reads with Vikki. For those who are new to this channel, Growth Reads with Vikki is a platform, or rather a cozy space where I read self-help books and I come on here and I share with you all the lessons that I'm learning so that we are impacted and we grow. For this particular episode, we are going to be talking about how to deal with grown-ups who throw tantrums. And I've been featuring lessons from the book, The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins. And today's episode will involve a lot of lessons from this book. Now, let's talk about tantrums and what they are. I think one of the most perfect example I can give when I think about tantrums, when I hear the word tantrums, I first of all go back to a child. Yeah, so like I was saying, when I hear the word tantrums, my mind goes back to a child for so many reasons. And I want us to break that down. So, a child in this regard, when you're a kid and your mom went with you to the store and you saw a toy or a snack or just something that you really, really wanted, and your mom probably said no, and you felt bad, angry, sad, whatever emotion it is that you felt, you throw a tantrum. Sometimes some kids throw themselves on the floor, other people go sit in a corner and pout and wait for when their mom will come and try to talk them out of their mood. Some people will give you the silent treatment. Some kids would decide that, no, I'm not going to eat, I'm not going to talk to you, I'm not going to do nothing. I'll be stuck in my room and do whatever I want because you're mad. And it could be so many scenarios. It could also be something you wanted to go out with some friends. Your parent ended up saying no. And then again, you throw a tantrum, you throw a tantrum, you throw a tantrum. And so ideally, also with grown-ups, we have that. We have grown-ups who throw tantrums for so many reasons. And we're not going to get into the reasons why grown-ups throw tantrums. Why the background of kids is so important, because this is where it starts. Someone said something, a boundary was set, there was an argument, there was a disagreement, and the only reaction you had was not healthy. You threw a tantrum, and ideally, I think with some parents, they try to talk to you until you kind of get out of it. In Kenya, I think there's a particular word we like to use, which is called bembeleza. So they'll try to really, really nudge you out of it and try to buy. Some parents even buy people out of it. They say, okay, come, I'll buy you that snack that you want. Or, okay, I will not buy you this toy, but you know what? I'm going to give you a sweet. I'm going to give you something. All those things to just try to get you out of the mood that you are in, or the situation that you are in. And so when we grow up without learning how to process our emotions, without someone having to nudge us out of it. So newsflash, time goes, and you enter, for example, a relationship, and an argument happens, and what your way of dealing with difficult emotions is, for example, a silent treatment, giving the other person a silent treatment, which I think is very, very common. People do that a lot. They'll give you the silent treatment. Other people will decide that they're not going to talk to you, they're not going to eat your food, they're even not going to stay in the same house with you. They'll probably go somewhere until they're in a better mood. It also happens a lot in friendships. Something was said, you got mad at that person, and then you'll just pout and give them the silent treatment until you feel like you're emotionally ready to go back and start having a conversation with someone. I'm saying that because I think for me, one of the things I used to do was give people the silent treatment. So I'd be like, I'm not talking to them until I am ready. I remember this particular friend in high school. Her name was Sai. We were very, very good friends. And in Form 1, something would happen and I'd get mad at her. And I'd get mad at her, but I wouldn't have the words to tell her that I'm mad at her. So my inclination would be to go silent again, and then I'll decide when I feel like things go, I'm distracted and I get into a better mood, then I'll go and try to talk to her. And I will never forget one particular thing Sai used to do. She used to call that out. So one day she came up to me and she had written on her palm, field 5 minutes. And I went to the field and we were able to talk about whatever it is that was happening. And it was never even that serious. We were young, and basically that happened. And I guess we were able to resolve our issue. Whatever issue was going on, I can't really remember what was going on, but I have seen that thing go on and on and on in my life until I decided to do something about it. Well, we won't focus on the person throwing tantrums, because I think in the previous episode we mentioned that there's nothing you can do to, for example, push someone to change, nudge them to change. With grown-ups, it's very, very difficult. I feel like with a child, if you're a parent or an adult, it is your responsibility to teach them to process their emotions. Otherwise, that's why we have so many grown-ups who throw tantrums, because nobody taught them how to process their emotions. So we try to come back to situations like nothing ever happened and sweep things under the carpet, because now we are over the negative spiral of emotions that was happening, and we are hoping that this other person will just take that and will continue with life as if nothing happened. And then it becomes a cycle and a cycle and a cycle and a cycle. And so I think one of the things that Mel tries to air out is, first of all, let people have their emotional reactions. Let them feel mad, let them feel angered, let them feel fear, let them feel whatever it is they're feeling. Now, it doesn't mean that it's valid, but every emotion is important. And as a grown-up, you should get to a place where you see every emotion as a lesson that it's teaching you, or as something or a place that it's trying to take you, right? And so Mel teaches us that there's nothing you can do about adults who do not have emotional regulation, or they do not know how to process the emotions rather. So what do you do in this case? First of all, if you're used to processing your emotion, if you've started working on processing your emotions, you can raise the issue up with that person to tell them, I don't like the way we behave when ABCD happens, and I'd like us, you and me, to both play a part in helping resolve the issue that is going on, and in learning how to process our emotions, because they can affect the overall way in which the conversation goes, right? So I think there's that particular side. But what if you bring up this issue with a person over and over again, and they're not ideally willing to do that? There's nothing you can do about it. Like I've said, if you've not watched the previous episode, I'd like you to go back and watch it so that you get what I'm saying. When it comes to a grown-up, you can't force them out of anything. You can't nudge them out of anything. And they're not a child. For how long are you going to do that with them? You have to get to a place where you say, you know what, enough is enough. And that's where you focus on you. So you ask yourself, what am I going to do? The let me part, right? So you say that, so you end up saying that, you know what I'm going to do is that I'm going to raise the issue when I am ready. So you go and you raise the issue with them and you talk to them about it. And hopefully the two of you are able to work around processing whatever is happening, because if you process the emotions, then you're able to face the conversation or whatever was happening in a clear-headed way, right? But if you don't learn how to process your emotions, then what? And then it's about seeing, the kind of a person you're dealing with. Are they willing to accept that? Because if they're not, you need to ask yourself, how far are you willing to go to nudge them and to force them? It's a lot of work, and it's tiring for any adult to keep telling them, please get out of your cocoon of silence. Please get out of your cocoon of, you don't want to see me, you don't want to talk to me, because we can't be doing that with each other. There's a lot to be done. And if they don't, it's up to you to now start asking yourself the difficult. Sorry about that. There was a bit of noise. It's up to you to start asking yourself the difficult questions like, are you willing to walk away from a table, a relationship, a situation where you've continually made an attempt to help your partner, your friend, your parent, your mom, see where the problem is and try to work around it, and they're not ready because you can't wait on forever. And the thing that the book also taught me, again in the previous video I've shared that, is that some people will never go to therapy, some people will never learn to process the emotions, some people will never do a lot of things. So there's nothing particularly that you can do about it. Maybe they're just an adult with an 8-year-old stuck in them, right? And it's not your responsibility or your role to try and heal their 8-year-old. You can help them walk the journey, but if they don't initiate and show that they are willing to walk the journey, there's nothing that you can do about it. Even if you tell them 50 times, in fact, you'll end up getting very, very frustrated because you'll feel like you're saying things and they're hitting a stone wall and getting thrown back to you as if they are nothing. And so I feel like that's what the chapter is telling us. There's nothing you can do for an adult who throws tantrums unless they are willing to do something about it themselves. So it's up to you to decide how you want to deal with that and work on that. And if you're that adult who has been throwing tantrums, it's going to be very, very important for you to learn how to navigate your emotions and process them, because our emotions play a very big role and part in the way we do life and in the way we interact with people. And that is something very, very important that each of us needs to learn and to study. And because of that, that is what I will be talking about in our next video. We're going to be learning how to process our emotions, regulate them, so that we are able to interact with people without them getting in between our relationships and our conversations, and so that we can also grow and our relationships can also grow. Until next time, keep it growth. Bye.